Sexual education must be part of the school curriculum. Good day everyone and mabuhay. My name is John Lee Jaime and I am from BSTM 3A Day. Did you know that many teenagers learn about sex not from schools, not from parents, but from social media, friends, or even pornography? This reality is deeply alarming because misinformation can shape life changing decisions. Because in a world where young people are often exposed to sexuality earlier through the internet, silence is no longer protection. Education is. Today, I stand before you to persuade you that sexual education must be part of the school curriculum because it provides accurate knowledge, prevents harmful consequences, and promotes respect and healthy relationships with one another. Because first, sexual education provides students with accurate and essential knowledge about their bodies, their health, and personal safety. According to the World Health Organization, comprehensive sexual education gives young people scientifically accurate, age appropriate information about puberty, anatomy, relationships, consents, and reproductive health. Without this knowledge, many adolescents are left vulnerable to misinformation, abuse, and harmful myths. This matters because many teenagers today rely on unreliable sources. We have social media. Social media may spread myths about pregnancy, contraceptions, or consents. We have pornography. Pornography often creates unrealistic and harmful ideas about relationships. Imagine trying to build your future based on false information, trying to build your child's future based on false information. In school, we teach students mathematics so they can solve problems. We teach them science so they can understand the world, and history so they can learn from the past. Why then should we not teach students how to understand and protect their own bodies? Through sexual education, it does not encourage curiosity in harmful ways. It is about replacing confusion with truth, knowledge that protects, knowledge that empowers, and knowledge that saves lives. When students understand puberty, bodily changes, and emotional development, they are less likely to feel fear or shame. They learn that their experiences are normal and that the questions about their health deserve accurate answers. More importantly, they gain the ability to identify abuse, exploitation, or inappropriate behavior. A child who understands bodily autonomy is more likely to recognize when boundaries are crossed and seek help if necessary. In this way, sexual education is not merely academic, it is protective. Secondly, sexual education helps prevent teenage pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections or STIs. According to the World Health Organization, high quality comprehensive sexuality education can delay sexual initiation, reduce risky sexual behavior, and increase contraceptive use. Contrary to common myths, teaching sexual education does not encourage young people to engage in sexual activity earlier. Instead, it equips them to make safer and more responsible decisions. Ignorance does not prevent behavior, it only increases unsafe behavior. Without proper education, teenagers may experiment without understanding the risk involved. This can lead to unintended pregnancies, sexually transmitted infections, and interrupted education, financial hardships, and emotional trauma. A single uninformed decision can permanently affect a young person's future. Education, however, it changes reality. A student who understands contraceptions, STI prevention, and the emotional responsibilities tied to intimacy is better prepared to protect themselves. They are more likely to stay in school, pursue their goals, and make decisions based on responsibility rather than pressure or misinformation. Again, prevention begins with education, and in schools are one of the few places where the information can be provided equally to all students, regardless of their family background. Third, sexual education promotes respect, consent, and healthy relationships. UNESCO explains that sexual education helps young people build respectful, gender equitable relationships that understand boundaries, bodily autonomy, and communication. This is crucial because sexual education is not only about biology, it is about humanity. It teaches students that consent matters. It teaches that no means no. It teaches that respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship. In a society where sexual harassment, abuse, and gender based violence continue to affect millions, teaching consent is not optional, it is necessary. Many harmful situations arise because individuals are never properly taught about personal boundaries, coercion, or respect. By integrating sexual education into schools, we give young people the language, the confidence, and the awareness to protect themselves and others. Because healthy relationships are built on trust, built on communication, and built on equality. Sexual education helps students recognize toxic behaviors, manipulations, and abuse before they become victims of perpetrators. It encourages empathy and respect across genders and identities, helps create safer schools and healthier communities. Some people argue that sexual education should be the responsibility of parents alone. Parents absolutely play a vital role in shaping values, but the reality is that not all parents feel prepared, informed, or comfortable discussing these topics to their child or children. Some may avoid a conversation entirely due to fear, stigma, or cultural taboos. As a result, many young people are left to search for answers elsewhere, often in wrong places. This is why school must serve as partners, not replacements, for the parents. The World Health Organization emphasizes that schools, families, and communities should work together to provide consistent and factual guidance. Schools can ensure that every child, regardless of background, receives equal access to life saving information. Education should not depend on whether a student is fortunate enough to open or to have an open conversation at home. It should be a right, not a privilege. Again, sexual education must be part of the school curriculum because it provides accurate knowledge, it prevents teenage pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections or STIs, and it promotes consent and healthy relationships across everybody. Sexual education is not about encouraging sex, it is about preparing young people for reality with truth, responsibility, and respect. It is about protecting innocence through understanding, not preserving ignorance through silence. Education should prepare us not only for exams but for life. If we truly want safer schools, healthier communities, and empowered young people, then sexual education must no longer be treated as taboo. It must be treated as essential and therefore must be part of the school curriculum. Thank you so much.